My friends, the universe we live in is a vast energy field. Within this energy field, there are many truths and laws. We cannot see them, but they truly exist. For example, infrared rays, electromagnetic waves, ultrasound, and so on. These invisible forces are constantly influencing us. Therefore, understanding the truths and laws of the universe allows us to better align with the way of heaven. It helps us gain better control over our own lives, to live effortlessly, flowing with the current, to enjoy a relaxed and happy life. Isn't that right? Good. So what is the ultimate law that governs the operation of the universe? After the Buddha attained enlightenment, he saw the true nature of the universe's operation, that all things in the world are interconnected. Nothing and no one can exist independently. Thus, he taught the concept of dependent origination and emptiness. How should we understand this dependent origination and emptiness that the Buddha realized? First, the core of dependent origination and emptiness is the law of cause and effect. All phenomena are empty, but cause and effect are not empty. What is cause and effect? In simple terms, it's you reap what you sow. But if it were really that simple, if you're positive and kind every day, why do bad people and scammers still appear in your life? Why do people still bully you? Because this understanding of cause and effect is incomplete. Actually, causality consists of cause, condition, and effect. What is the cause? It's like a seed. You plant melons, you get melons. You plant beans, you get beans. They can grow. What are conditions? Think of conditions as the factors needed for the seed to grow, such as air, sunlight, water, fertilizer, and so on. All phenomena in the universe cannot be separated from conditions. So under such circumstances, the effect is determined by both cause and condition. The effect then is easy to understand. It's everything you experience or feel. If you plant a watermelon seed in the ground today, will it really produce a watermelon? It won't. It's still lacking conditions. It needs the right factors. Here, conditions are like air, sunlight, water, and so on. So first you need to plant a watermelon seed. Then, when it encounters the right conditions, it can produce a watermelon. Take another example. A screenwriter writes a script that is chosen by a director. The director assembles actors, crew, costume designers, makeup artists, and other staff to form a production team. They then produce a piece of work. In this process, professions like screenwriters or actors are the cause. The director's role in bringing all the cast and crew together is the condition. The final work is the effect. So when we begin to observe the truth of life, the first thing is to understand the principle of cause and effect. Understand that we should make efforts on the cause and let the effect follow naturally. For example, if you want to attain enlightenment, but you spend all day immersed in thoughts like, how can I become enlightened? Why is enlightenment so difficult? The result is that you move further away from enlightenment. So change your mindset. Work hard on the cause. What is the cause? The cause of letting go is holding on. The cause of acceptance is non-acceptance. The cause of enlightenment is non-enlightenment. So the effort on the cause is to observe this cause. Naturally, you can attain the effect without being attached to it. If you don't perceive why you're not enlightened, why you're attached, why you can't accept, then you'll only be anxious about your current situation. And what you're anxious about is all effect. So as long as you perceive this cause, you naturally let go, accept, and become enlightened. You reap what you sow. If you worry every day about whether your beans will have a good harvest, whether your melons will be sweet, you'll neglect the most crucial processes of watering, fertilizing, and weeding. As long as your attention is focused on observing, your mind will act calmly and swiftly. Letting go, acceptance, and enlightenment are the same. Know why you can't let go, why you can't accept, why you're not enlightened. That is when you stop thinking about letting go, stop thinking about accepting, stop thinking about enlightenment. You have already let go, accepted, and become enlightened. Work more on the cause, entangle less with the effect. Constantly observe your mind without attachment. Only then can you realize your true nature. Next is emptiness. If our understanding stays only on the distinctions of cause and effect and form, we'll feel our minds are restless because we're spinning in the oppositions of good and evil, gains and losses. So after understanding cause and effect, we need to start contemplating emptiness. Observe that the essence of life is impermanent, arising and ceasing. There is no real, unchanging self in life. We all have a deep-rooted concept of I. What is I? You might say, this body is me. But the body is composed of the 5 aggregates, temporarily combined. That is, muscles, bones, organs, hair, moisture, breath, energy channels, heat, and so on. This includes both tangible and intangible elements. Looking at them individually, it's hard to say that muscles, bones, or moisture are I. Otherwise, after successful weight loss, you'd feel incomplete because a part of I was lost. But in reality, you wouldn't think that way at all. Instead, you'd feel more perfect than before. Isn't that right? Similarly, when we spit or breathe, we don't think that we are spat on the ground, or that we are breathed out and then back in. So we can see that we are not this physical body. Then our thoughts and consciousness, I? Thoughts and consciousness are just successive thoughts and mental activities. Whenever you try to grasp a thought, you're in a state where the previous thought has vanished and the next hasn't arisen. If thoughts are I, then where am I? Likewise, I don't exist outside of body and mind. No one would think that someone or something outside their body and mind is I. I is a concept based on the combination of body and mind. Since it's a composite, it exists only in relation to its constituent parts. It has no independent, inherent self. And because each component is constantly changing and moving, while the whole is formed, it's also naturally disintegrating. It lacks permanence, and its very nature is emptiness. However, people firmly believe in an independently existing I. They develop attachment to I, trying every way to protect and preserve it. People are like this. So are things. For example, the existence of a wooden table depends on wood, nails, the carpenter's labor, and our perception and concepts. Wood comes from trees. Trees come from seeds, soil, climate, sunlight, rain, and dew. Seeds come from other trees. Just taking wood as an example, its origin can be traced back endlessly. The same goes for other things. So even an ordinary wooden table is related closely or distantly to the entire universe. Every phenomenon, more or less, arises and exists with all phenomena as its conditions. All phenomena arise interdependently. This is a fundamental principle in Buddhism. Understanding the dependent origination we've mentioned, it's not difficult to grasp emptiness. However, in understanding emptiness, there's a common deviation, clinging to nihilism. Thinking that everything is empty, good is empty, evil is empty, cause and effect are empty, enlightenment is empty. So there's no need to do good deeds, no fear of doing evil. Doing whatever you want is considered the highest state. But the patriarchs and sages repeatedly warn us, better to have an attachment as big as Mount Sumeru than to understand emptiness only as small as a mustard seed. They urge us to be cautious of this attachment to emptiness. The principle of cause and effect is with form. The principle of emptiness is formless. Both are biased to one side. Therefore, ultimately, we need to realize the true aspect of the middle way. What is the middle way? In Confucianism, it's called the golden mean. In Taoism, it's called keeping to the one. It means neither overdoing nor underdoing, not falling into either extreme. Like a string that's too loose cannot produce a beautiful sound, and too tight will break. In the world, there are no matters that are purely either or. For practice, the middle way in cultivation is the middle view, observing emptiness and form as equally non-dual, not clinging to form nor non-form. Only when the discriminating thoughts of attachment and non-attachment are gone is there true non-abiding. Where is emptiness? It's within all forms. Everything is a unity of things. The two sides of a coin exist together. Clinging to emptiness, clinging to form, clinging to truth, clinging to falsehood, all are incorrect. These are all provisional names. True suchness and true emptiness are the essence. Dependent origination and wondrous existence are the function. Essence and function are originally harmonious and unobstructed. For practitioners, it's not just about meditation and sitting. We can practice at all times. Every situation can become our place of practice. As long as we learn to train ourselves, observe the mind and stop delusions, we will surely achieve. Observing emptiness, Becoming a Buddha is more than sufficient. For those who haven't attained enlightenment, they can use the void or wind to realize emptiness. When we dig a 1-foot deep pit, there's a void the size of the pit. This is form, its wondrous existence, and emptiness is the boundless void that is inherently so. Where is the wind? If you don't see the leaves on the trees moving, or don't feel it blowing on you, who would know there is wind? This shows that the void manifests its function through things. What changes is appearance. What doesn't change is nature. In other words, what doesn't change is the essence. What changes is its function. Emptiness is formless. It manifests its function through wondrous existence. It shows its ability through function. Therefore, emptiness has no form or shape. It manifests its ability through the wondrous functions of our seeing, hearing, perceiving, and knowing. So when we train the mind, we must learn to observe the mind and stop delusions. When deluded, nature condenses into mind. When enlightened, mind dissolves into nature. When our consciousness responds to events and people, it's the essence functioning through use, manifesting its ability. After the matter is over, the function returns to the essence. It makes one know and understand, not dwelling on it, abiding nowhere. We must have this kind of skill, not clinging, not dwelling on appearances, not being turned by circumstances, but also avoiding stubborn emptiness. As it's said, all appearances are illusory. Its original meaning is that appearances have no self-nature, originating from emptiness. Emptiness doesn't hinder form. After understanding emptiness, when there's no form, seek form. When there's form, extinguish form. Clinging to states and phenomena won't lead to progress. But having no states or phenomena at all won't lead to progress either. Because emptiness is the non-duality of emptiness and existence. The non-duality of ultimate and conventional truth. Understanding this truth, we can know that the dependent origination of the entire Dharma realm is created by a single thought of our mind. Because observing the nature of the Dharma realm, all is created by the mind alone. Our inner nature is empty. But when it moves, it initiates causes and conditions. At this time, you see the flow of the entire life. Every point is simultaneously empty, provisional, and middle. At this moment, you simultaneously observe effective cause and effect and formless emptiness. In this way, we begin to approach true emptiness and wondrous existence. Do you understand? All right, thank you very much for reading up to here. I hope it has touched and inspired you. See you next time.